In this tutorial, I'm going to run through how you can create a dynamic bounding box with pixel dimensions and the file name. We're just going to start off by creating this dynamic rig, and then I'll show you how you can incorporate either smart folder or a asset or string array. Okay, so let's just start off with our creating the basic setup. Right click on your mushroom and click add background to selected. Now I'm going to hold down Alt and hit the square. Change this to 10 by 10. So if I hit Alt again and hit enter, it's going to create that perfectly for us. And now if I pop that into a duplicator, it's going to create this count 3 by 3 with the size here. So we can pull the size from our bounding box and pop it straight into here. Now I'm going to create a connect shape. And in our connect shape, we go to source and we can just go down to shape points and then drag our mushroom into it. And then click ignore target distribution. And I'm just going to run through quickly and just change our width to either 2 or 1 or something like that. We can have these as different colors, but I'm actually happy with the red over top of the black at the moment. If we go back into our mushroom shader now and click on our assets, we can just drag another one on, and you can see that they're going to resize and stick to it, which is pretty cool. I'm also going to just turn off our background rectangle shape there. Let's just create these text blocks now. So I'm just going to hold down Alt and just change this to a font that you're happy with. So now I might just click on a background and change this to 10 and change this, and then change this background. So we've got the padding of 10. So if we come down now into our pivot, we can just go -10 here and it will line up. So now if I come on here and I right click on position, we can play with something called component constraints. These component constraints allow us to either pin something to a point or an edge. So in this instance, we're going to start off with our point, and we're going to have to use our rectangle shape, and we'll pop that in there. We don't have to use the rectangle shape. We could have used the mushroom shape as well. But in this one, we're just going to click on, so it started off with 0. So it's already jumped to this bottom left corner. So if I change this to 1, it's going to go over here. 2 up here, and 3 is over here. So if you have a different shape, it's going to be a completely different order of index. So again, I just right click on position, add utility, component constraint. And I'm going to change this to edge. And I'll just put my rectangle in there again. And I'll change it to 2. And that's put it up top. And then we've got this option to offset it as well. So I'm just going to give it a 20 offset. And I'm just going to change this to X size. Now I can just jump in the text shape and go down to value. And this is where we can add in the size. And the size is available if we go down to our mushroom image shader. So we can just click on X and drag it into the number. And we want to bring our precision and our padding down to 0 and 1. And we've also got this option for prefix and suffix. So we can change this to X size or just PX for the pixels. Cool. So I'm just going to duplicate this now. And I'm going to change it to Y. And in our string generator, I'm going to come into here, and I'm just going to replace the X with the Y. And I'm going to go back to our component constraint and just change that to 3. So I can change the offset here to -20. And jump back into our text shape and just rotate it. So if we go back into a mushroom shape, you can see that those pixel dimensions are updated. And the bounding box is updated, but we still have an issue with the name. So since we've only got 6 images, I'm going to show you a basic way of doing this. Go back into your directory on your computer, copy the shortcut. So once you've copied the directory, you just go pk directory list, and that's going to basically create a string array with all those assets for you. So with our assets in here as well, we can just go create array from assets in group, and we can put these side by side and we can see how they are ordered. So these are not in the same order at all, okay? So when we update one, it's going to mess up the other one. So I'm just going to come through quickly and just reorder these manually. Now I'm just going to go back into our text shape, add the directory array, and I'm going to go back into our mushroom, add our asset array, and it should be a TV. So what we can do now is we can just group everything here, and I'm just going to call it bounding box, and I can just click on this, and now it's updated everything to pretty much how you want it to be. Yeah, you can pretty much do the same thing with a smart folder as well. So if we just bring in our smart folder in our directory, we can just jump into our directory array and just pop that straight into here. And then when we change our image, it'll easily cycle through. So we can use this directory array here to also very easily update our text. So you can see it's just one, and it's easily just updating the text. It's the advantage of using a smart folder. You just, for some reason, you can't, I'm not sure if it's a bug, but you cannot pull this element out and use it as a string. I'm not entirely sure what the benefit of this is otherwise. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to support me, you can jump onto my promotion.com and become a monthly supporter or download some of my products, which is always helpful. Please like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, hopefully I'll have another tutorial out in another couple of weeks. Cool. Thanks for watching.